Your mortgage approval letter and your mortgage strategist can be the difference between your offer on your new home being accepted or rejected by a seller. Yes, the mortgage you get can be a deal maker or a deal breaker. It was true before COVID-19. It is true during COVID-19. And it will be true when COVID-19 is a distant memory. When one is buying a home as a first-time home buyer or as a repeat home buyer, and one is getting a mortgage, one needs to know it is a process, not an event. Many home buyers, regardless of their experience level, find the process of getting the right mortgage solution a daunting and confusing one. However, it does not need to be. There is no question that buying a home and getting a mortgage is a process, but nowhere does it say the process cannot be educational and enjoyable. The first step to home ownership is the home loan, and step number 2 is to go find your home. Today, more than ever, who your mortgage strategist is matters, because it's just as important as finding the right place to call home. My name is Kevin Martini, and this is episode 109 of the Martini Mortgage Podcast, and I'm calling it Your Mortgage, Deal Maker or Deal Breaker.
This is the Martini Mortgage Podcast with Chief Mortgage Strategist Kevin Martini.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? I do not know, but I do know it should always be mortgage first and finding your home second. Getting a mortgage is not kind of a big deal. It is a big deal. Sharing to a seller that you are ready and willing is simply irrelevant. If you are buying a home, you need to be able to clearly communicate to a seller that you are not just ready and willing to buy that house, you are also able to buy that house. The only way that you can properly communicate this to a seller is by an approval letter, not a qualification letter. What is the difference? A qualification letter says maybe you can buy this house, where an approval letter from the Martini Mortgage Group provides a seller and their realtor with the certainty that you are going to close on time and it's going to be a frictionless, and essentially you are making a same as cash offer. Let me take you behind the scenes for a moment and give you some insight on what a pre-qualification letter is and what a pre-approval letter is. A mortgage qualification is based on information you share with the mortgage strategist. You share where you work and how much you make. You share where you bank and how much you have in the bank. Your credit is previewed, and poof! If all the boxes are checked, you are pre-qualified. None of the information you have shared is verified. Pre-approval starts the same way as pre-qualification. How much you make and how much you have is shared during the pre-approval process, plus your credit is previewed too. Then you provide support documents to prove how much you make and how much you have. And those documents are previewed not just by the mortgage strategist, but by the underwriter that is ultimately going to approve your loan. Yes, getting a pre-approval is not like, it is exactly like getting a mortgage without a property. All the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted to make sure that when you find the right place to call home, you have price and cost clarity. In addition, you have certainty that when you present an offer on the right place to call home, essentially, all that needs to be done is get the appraisal and title work done. There is a common goal that every home buyer, home seller, and their real estate professionals want. all want certainty that the transaction is going to happen timely while being frictionless. Who your lender is matters. Your mortgage strategist is just as important as finding the right place to call home. In any market, a home buyer needs to have price and cost clarity before they go searching. I have seen people visit an open house and fall in love with a place to call home, but just to find out they do not qualify for it, or worse, they qualify, but it is way outside of their monthly budget. There are many benefits to mortgage approval. Certainty is the main benefit, but having clarity and an understanding of the economics is a very close second. Understanding not just what your total monthly costs based on a specific price point are, but also knowing all the costs to close the loan to assure that you have properly budgeted and are fully educated to make the right decision for yourself and your family before you go under contract to buy a home is priceless. Only a mortgage strategist that has a servant's heart can effectively help, and I believe that a mortgage strategist needs to be local with a solid reputation in the marketplace. Yes, there are many websites and toll-free numbers that you can call to get a mortgage today. Some offer a very creative marketing saying that they can take you to the moon on a spaceship if you just press a button. I shared it once, let me share it again. Getting a mortgage is a big deal, and finding the right home loan solution for your family cannot be done by just pressing a button. Before you find the right home, one should first find the right lender, and that lender needs to be a mortgage strategist that has a great reputation and who is local. They should have a servant heart, not commission breath. That mortgage strategist needs to know your short and long-term goals so they can properly develop a plan that provides you with the lowest cost of borrowing. My name is Kevin Martini, and I'm the Chief Mortgage Strategist and Branch Manager of the Martini Mortgage Group at Benchmark Mortgage. I have been in the financial services since the late 80s, and I have exclusively been in the mortgage arena since 2006. My fellow mortgage strategist, Logan Martini, and myself help hundreds of families with trusted advice that is based on their needs and their wants. Both Logan and I provide unprecedented access to the families we serve, and we provide them with not just a frictionless process, we provide them with certainty. As a primer, one needs to know that a home buyer and a home seller only have one common goal. That one goal is a frictionless experience that maximizes their time while the transaction closes on time. Imagine for a moment that you are a seller. You have two exact offers with all the same terms. One is a qualification letter from an internet lender, and one is an approval letter from me. Which one would you pick? Your financing for your mortgage can be a deal maker for your new home, or it can be a deal breaker. Thank you for sharing your time with me and for tuning into this episode 109 of the Martini Mortgage Podcast. Remember, it should always be home loan first and then go find your home. Stay safe, and wishing you peace and blessing.
The Martini Mortgage Group has provided since 2006 trusted, personalized mortgage financing advice to provide the families they serve with not just price and cost clarity, but to give them certainty during the home buying or refinancing process, along with a frictionless, secure, and digital mortgage process. It should always be home loan first and then go find your home. If you or someone you care about has questions about the current mortgage rate environment or the unique home loan solutions the Martini Mortgage Group offers, we invite you to call by dialing 919-238-4934 or check them out on the web by going to martinimortgage.com. The information contained in this podcast presentation is for general product information purposes only. Arclatex Financial Services, LLC, NMLS number 2143, doing business as Benchmark Mortgage, makes no representations or warranties of any kind, expressed or implied, about the completeness, reliability, stability, or availability with respect to the information, products, or services. All loans subject to borrower qualifying. Other restrictions may apply. Branch Manager Kevin Martini, NMLS number 134962. Branch located at 507 North Blunt Street, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27604. Contact the branch by calling 919-238-4934. Equal housing opportunity.